Support for Another Round comes from Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com today for a domain experience that's transparent and easy to set up. Just make sure you enter offer code Another Round at checkout to get 10% off. Make your next move with Squarespace.
Hi everyone, I'm Heben.
I'm Tracy.
And we're taking a little shot this week, but
shot.
Let's do for another round shots version.
Le shot.
It's not how the French say shot at all.
But that's how they say
It's actually, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I don't mean to brag, but I've been to Paris like once, so I think I know.
Yeah, you know when you're in France and like the French people are talking like. You know when they're in between sentences and they're like,
I do. I know exactly what you mean.
Yo, Tracy, what's in the shot? Le shot.
So in this, le shot.
Stop it.
In today's shot, we are going to be talking to Tkay Maidza.
So y'all remember we were at South by Southwest a few months ago.
You know, just hanging out, just whatever.
Chilling.
Being on the scene.
But while we were there, we met some dope people, and one of them was Tkay.
Yes, and Tkay was born in Zimbabwe, lives in Australia, was raised in Australia, so she's Zimbabwe-Australian?
Zimbabwe-Australian. I coined it just now. You're welcome, everyone.
I love it. And she's also a meme. She's a living meme.
This is true. We didn't know this before we got into the interview.
We did not. So I first saw her face in a tweet that our friend Michael Blackman tweeted. And it was something like me. I need to get off the internet. Off Twitter or something, but also me. And then
opening the Twitter app 3 minutes later.
Yes, exactly. And it's just this girl looking great, just sitting down, just looking at her phone like, I'm here, I'm on it, I'm on the internet. So this is she. We sat down with her to talk about everything about being such a successful young rapper. She's super young. She's very successful. We talk about Australia because that's crazy.
Australia, am I right?
Y'all doing a lot down there, and we need to know about it. And she was just so nice and so sweet, and she's got the cutest little accent. So we had a lot of fun talking to her.
Yes, y'all should check out her music.
Please do. It's so good. And she's got the endorsement of A1 Killer Mike. Don't know if you're familiar with him.
Light work.
So with no further
stop.
Further ado, I think is how they say it. Here's our conversation with Tkay. Hope you enjoy it.
We're here at South by Southwest. You can hear, what are those birds called?
Grackles. And they're adorable. I like them a lot.
I still can't really identify one.
They're the beautiful, sleek birds that sound like squeaky toys.
Oh, the squeaky toy ones. Excuse me. Pardon me. But we are here with the up and coming. We were on like all of the best lists. It's like if you're at South by Southwest, peep this. She's a new rapper, singer, performer, artiste. Tkay Maidza, an Australian rapper and singer and writer who's here in Austin, Texas with us right now. Out here chilling in the back. We got a what is this thing called?
A hammock.
Jesus.
And across the street, there's some kind of fancy party going on that we were not invited to.
Yeah,
so,
but we'll figure it out. Anyways, welcome to the show.
Thank you. So tell us about your family. Do you come from a musical family, and is that what kind of led you into music?
I think it's just like in my culture, like Zimbabwe, to be like musical or just to love music. My dad was in like a lot of bands, and he played guitar, and so I was just around music quite a lot, and my mum would play like stuff from like Rod Stewart to like Lauryn Hill, like to like Rihanna as well, like when I was growing up.
Your pop hits, your
exactly.
adult contemporary Rod Stewart.
Like Dolly Parton and stuff.
I love that.
So I think I've grown up around music a lot, but my family's not necessarily like very musical or anything. Yeah.
Did your mom and dad ever like play and sing together?
Ooh, family band.
Or you and your dad rather?
Probably my dad. Yeah, like I think I played like one show with my dad, but I was probably like 15 or 16, and it was just like for fun. It was pretty fun. It was cool.
So how did you learn how to do what you do?
I think for me, it's just always being like consistently like writing and then improving, and then just being like really eager to find how I can finish a certain song. So I'll like get given an instrumental and I'll be like, okay, I really want to do this because this is so hot, like I really want to finish this song. And then every time you just improve as you keep going. So I think that's just how I've learned, and I guess researching and listening to my favorite artists as well. So
I saw that there's a mural of you in your high school.
Yeah. Oh, I was only there for like 2 years. because I
that's
have
right.
like gone to a lot of different schools. So it was kind of weird because I wasn't at that school for a long time.
Y'all
so,
don't even know me.
Like, it's kind of like that. But I think the art teacher, I really knew her because I studied art. So I think she was like one of the closest like people I was close to at school. So it was really lovely. It was cool. And my brother goes to like the junior school. So it's kind of like, he's like, oh, there's a picture of my sister at the other school.
So speaking of school, you graduated at 16 and then went to university briefly, right?
Yeah.
What was it like to be in college at 16 years old? That sounds crazy.
It was kind of cool because I felt like the kid, but at the same time, it was weird because I wanted to have like a year off to do music. But my parents were like, you need to do something. Like, so I just went to uni and I was kind of like, it's okay, I've got the rest of my life to, do something. So
you can take over the world and then go back to school.
Yeah,
you wouldn't
exactly.
miss a beat. It would be perfect.
Yeah, I don't know any African parents who are like, yeah, you know what? I fuck with it.
Yeah.
Do that instead.
Go play an instrument.
What do you mean? Yeah.
I did migrate here for you to do that.
So you said in a very beautiful Instagram post that the most inspiring people in your life are mostly women, your mother being the most inspiring.
Yeah.
But who else is on that list?
Over the years, just meeting a lot of like female musicians and, my idols. And I think every woman that I've kind of met, they've inspired me in a certain way. It might be in like a bad way or a good way. But like, most of my best friends, they're like really strong and they're work orientated, but they also have time for their friends as well. So it's just like nice to see people who have like the same vision as you and you can like relate to the same things. And even though my mom doesn't do what I do, she's like has wisdom that relates to me, which is really cool. Yeah.
Talk to me about being inspired in a not so good way. Like, what did you mean by that?
I don't know. I think you can run into a lot of people who you think can help you or like they understand what you're doing kind of thing. But then I guess as the more you find out, it's like they don't always have the good intentions of like having you like your best interests at heart. So it kind of like teaches you that you kind of can't really trust anyone and you kind of have to show like you have to be you have to be strong enough to realize that you didn't need them kind of thing. I think that's just like how it's helped because you have to feel empowered by like going through those bad times sometimes. So yeah, I think so.
It took me a long time to learn that.
Yeah.
Real.
In my life.
Yeah, I think
For the people who haven't gotten a chance to like check you out yet, like you're on the come up, like how would you describe your sound? What is it that you do?
I think it's a mixture of rap and like pop music and dance music. It's hard to explain because every song is never the same, so I'm still kind of developing.
Give me some vibes. We're gonna give them a hint, give me some samples.
I guess, I really love grime music, and then I just love, like, I've grown up listening to pop music, so I guess it's, like, always music that will have, like, a hook, and it's just meant to be a groove kind of thing. Yeah.
A groove with a dash of grime.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I think
I like it.
that's usually,
Groove and grime.
Groove and grime. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think we just invented a new genre.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's all like happy vibes as well. So
All the visuals also for all your work. It's just like so like bright and luscious and vibrant. Like, I feel like you have like an exact vision board of what you want.
Yep.
Do you have an actual vision board?
Tumblr. I have made quite a few Tumblr.
Yes, we are fans of Tumblr. Absolutely. I would definitely describe your music as fun and upbeat and like sunshiny and happy. Is there any like heavier, like emotional TK song out there that no one's heard yet?
I mean, there's a couple on my album that are pretty dark. I think the album that I've just released, it's darker than what I've usually have made, but there's like darker songs that will probably never see the light of day. I think some of it's just like singing, and then I'll just be like super angry, and I'll be like, cool, I finished the song, and everyone's like, okay.
So is music therapeutic for you? Like, is it a way for you to like work through like feelings and emotions and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really cool to like explore when you're like really upset, and like for me, I find myself through music. So yeah.
How did you get from like doing that like with your family, maybe just with your dad, to like being at South by Southwest and like touring internationally?
Through YouTube, I think that was like, I would make a lot of covers, and I was just upload them onto YouTube. And
What's the cover game like in YouTube? I feel like you can get in some wormholes with the covers.
I think my videos had like 500 views, so I'm happy that not everyone saw them.
But then how did you get it through YouTube then?
Well, it was just that, and I think I was found like super early, and then I started writing original music around the same time. So as soon as like I had my first song finished, I was like deleted everything, and I had like labels and stuff were watching me quite a lot, so it was just like easy to make it seem like I didn't do that kind of stuff. I think because Australia is like a small community, it's like easy to find people like really early.
Does that mean you know Iggy Azalea?
No, because she left, and when no one knew who she was, so she's basically American.
Australians are like, I don't even know her.
She doesn't even go here anymore.
Yeah, well, I think because she's said stuff about Australians as well, so I don't know.
Like not so great stuff.
Yeah. It's weird.
So it sounds like the door is open for you to be the reigning queen of Australian hip hop.
Yeah, well, I'll take that. I'll take that.
So one of the things that I feel like people mention a lot when discussing you and your music is your age. You're very, very young. How old are you for our listeners?
I'm 21.
Oh, I remember being 21. It was like 30 years ago.
You're old.
But, my goodness. But when I think about like the music industry, the first thing that I think about probably comes from like movies and TVs and stuff, is how it seems to be full of like sharks and manipulators and people who just want to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And being so young, like how do you navigate it? Like how did you learn about the business of music?
I'm pretty like, what's the word? Private with everything. So I'm like I watch people quite a lot, and I think as you grow up, you see like, I don't know, you learn from who's good and who's not good, or like you stay away from like being friends with everyone, and you just keep it from like a business kind of thing. So if it's like managers or like A&Rs and stuff, I'll just be like, hey, here's my song, and then I won't be like, so I did this on the weekend and let's get drunk and blah, 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 blah. So that's kind of how you stay away from that kind of stuff if it's like that side. But musicians, it can be hard because you can be like, you can become best friends with people and then they might not be who you like think they are. So I think it's just like judging character and, you know, I guess, watching people and like sensing the vibe kind of thing.
So it sounds like your philosophy is the classic reality show adage, I'm not here to make friends.
Yeah, that is
just here to get in and get it done.
Black girl, that's literally like, I'm here to work.
Yes.
I'll see you after like work hours. No, you won't see me. I'm going home.
I tell you what, man, minding your business is a business strategy.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Okay.
Yeah, like your friends should be like friends who don't do what you do kind of thing. And then your music friends, keep them close, but don't be too close kind of thing.
Another thing that I think about when I think of the music biz is how white and male it is, because most everything in the world, in the capitalist world, is white and male. And a lot of times when you are neither of those things, there's a lot of pressure to conform to what other people want and to like what the successful people are doing. But you have a very like, I'm gonna do me type attitude. Like I'm just gonna do like whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Is that something that like your parents told you or taught you?
Not really, because my parents would tell me, like, especially like music, they were like, you shouldn't do this because it's not like stable or whatever.
Right.
And then I'll be like, but I like it. And then I'll be at uni and I'll be failing because I don't want to be there. But I'll put a lot of my effort into music. Yeah. And they're like, why are you doing this? I'm like, because I'm going to do music. And then slowly it started working. They're like, okay, like you can keep doing it. So I think it's just like trusting your gut and being confident is the most important thing. I think, I have like friends who would be in situations who are like, I don't like this person and I'm just like so miserable, and I'm like, why don't you just leave? Like you don't have to be
you have
around.
an option.
Be happy, just be happy. Like, it's so important.
True.
Well said. Can we go back a little to the trajectory? I still want to go back to, so you were chilling on YouTube, a few like labels were like peeping you. How did like, and then now you're just touring everywhere?
It took a while, I think, with labels, especially like in Australia it was okay because we found the label we really wanted straight away. But overseas it was like, I think I came to America like 4 times, and we'd meet with like basically every like major label kind of thing, and then we ended
What
up
are those
being
meetings
indie.
like? I have no idea.
It can be fun.
I'm imagining like the New Edition movie.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
like all I
gosh.
imagine of the music
I haven't seen
industry.
that yet.
It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you walk in and they'll be like, you're gonna be this person, and then sometimes you're like, I don't want to be that person, and then other people be like, what do you want to do, and blah blah blah. So it's cool because you can like learn from a lot of characters that way, and you find out. It's like the most important thing is just to find if they have your best interest at heart.
Like, I'm curious if they're like, who's like this black Australian girl? Like, did they know what to do with you?
Some of them did. Like, they had the right idea, and then it's kind of like when they give you a piece of paper, is what they're saying translating to what they've offered you. So, like,
Ooh, crucial questions.
Yeah. So it might be like, we're gonna make you big, and then it's like, okay, we're giving you 10% of your. It's like, okay,
not big.
no, it's not cool.
Yeah.
And then some of them would be like, okay, yeah, we'll give you whatever you want, and like it's all like even and fair kind of thing. So yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, and then we finally found Downtown, which is like the American label, and then that's through Interscope, which they're all like really cool, and they look after really cool people. And then it's Kitsune in Europe, which is like a fashion label, but like they do music as well, and they're kind of like tastemakers and stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's really cool. Like I love going to France because it's just like fashion stuff.
Oh my
and
gosh.
like, yeah, it's really nice.
What was France like?
It's always really cold, but it's like it's really beautiful. I think it's my favorite place, and I don't know, because I studied architecture for like 1 year.
Yeah.
I know most of the buildings, and I can look at something and like from a critical point of view.
Like, flying buttress.
Yeah. I'm like, oh god.
That's the only
one you knew?
That's the only architecture term I know.
I'm proud of you, Tracy. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, bro.
Why did you want to study architecture?
Because African parents who are like, you have to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And I love drawing, so I kind of had that mentality as well. For like, if you're gonna do something, do the best. Like,
Be the Beyonce of architecture.
yeah, exactly. So it was like interior or just architecture. So I just did architecture, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun for a bit, but then this was like wasn't really what I wanted to do. So yeah.
If you had not gone into music, do you think that you would be an architect right now or on your way to that?
I think I would still do it because I couldn't see myself doing anything else. So yeah.
I would love to. You know how in rom-coms everyone's an architect?
Everybody really is an
I would
architect in
love to see a
rom-coms.
rom-com with a black girl who was an architect.
Right?
That'd be so good.
That'd be so lit.
What would you call it?
I'm gonna cast you in it right
like
now.
a
Hollywood, are you
Tyler Perry
listening?
one.
Medea's building from the bottom up.
You know what? I rescind this. I take it back. I don't want this.
So we have been here in Austin for 4 days? 3 days.
Feels like a lifetime.
It feels like we've been here forever, and we're just covering like a small portion of the event.
We had one show, a few interviews,
and we
nothing
slept
crazy.
for hours yesterday. And it takes so much energy just to like be out and on the scene and to like make yourself seen in the right places.
Yeah.
How do you take care of yourself like while you're either doing, because you do a lot of festivals, either here or like when you're on tour, like when you're just like tired and beat down, like how do you take care of yourself?
Try to eat a lot of healthy food. So like on my rider, I used to have like 3 packets of gummy worms and like everything that was bad for you, and then eventually it's just like celery and cucumber and like,
Which is a terrible snack. That is the worst snack.
So celery and cucumber and stuff?
and like yogurt and just like nice healthy food now. And I think
so
exercising is really important as well.
You know, 10 out of
like,
10 doctors do agree.
Yeah.
Exercise is good for you.
so good for you.
I've heard.
Like,
I still don't know, really.
Yeah. I
know
mean,
about that.
even if I'm tired, I'll be like, I have to go for a run because
It's so inspiring.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially
Or I go to
running like in
yoga.
any form. It's just
Yeah.
like,
You couldn't do yoga?
Oh, I love yoga. I have hot yoga. It's
That's
so
where you
good.
miss me.
No, it's really good. It's really
You
good.
don't feel
for
like you're about
you.
to pass out at any moment?
Well, I don't know. That's what I like
I
about
thought that was
it.
the point, right? Yeah. You gotta get them toxins out
Because you
there.
come out and you're like, I did it.
I didn't pass
Yeah.
out.
And then you'll see like 4 people walk out, and it's like, I didn't walk out.
See, I would have walked out.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
It's a whole
gotta
test with
go.
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm listening.
Yeah, I think staying healthy and like keeping your mental like really straight and just
Word.
being it's like the most important thing.
This is inspiring.
It really is. I'm like, if you can be on tour and run and stuff, I can do nothing for an entire weekend and like get up and take a walk around the block.
FK Twigs has a personal trainer, and she trains like 2 hours a day, even if she's like playing a show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was like,
So what else, aside from healthy foods, what else is on your rider? I'm so curious.
I know.
I love fruit, so I love like grapes and
Your finest mangoes,
like cherries.
please, at my door.
Yeah, mangoes are amazing.
Yes.
I had this like moment where I was having mangoes every day, so I had to take some time off.
That sounds glorious.
I had to take some time
Mango
off.
break. Oh my god. That happened to me with croissants.
Oh, really?
I was
That sounds like a
wildin'.
sad
I was
existence.
I
wildin'.
had that. I had that for a
Croissants
bit.
every day.
Yeah.
Breakfast, croissant,
No.
lunch,
Yeah.
croissant, second lunch,
I had,
croissant.
to, I had to
gosh.
make myself stop for a while. A few years.
Yeah, I know that.
Let's not talk about me. I'm curious because you do music, but you
Yeah.
also dabble in fashion and like the intersection of that Venn diagram, you know.
Who are your fashion inspirations?
Your Instagram is popping. You're
Yes.
always serving looks.
Yes.
Teach the children.
The children being us.
Oh, I look at it's a lot of like 90s stuff. So I love Drew Barrymore randomly.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just
like baby
that
doll
laid
dresses
back-
and like the hats and stuff.
Yeah, and
That's a good look.
Who else? I love, I guess that like TLC and like Aaliyah kind
Yes,
of look, and
like
then I love
Femme
like
homeboy.
yeah, I love like Naomi Campbell.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I
So it
just
sounds
love
like
looking
you're
at
very
outfits.
inspired by like the 90s.
Yeah,
Fair to say?
yeah, and then I love the like whole crazy vapor wave kind of like Tumblr.
The what?
You know, like the Tumblr vapor wave.
You gotta
it's
teach
like-
Tracy.
it's
What is
like-
a
these words.
vaporwave?
It's like it looks like someone who's like swims in the sea, but it's clothes, if you know what I mean. So it could be like overalls, but then it's made out of like plastic or do you know what I mean? Like it's like silver or like aqua blue.
Metallic.
It's a metallic,
Like a wet look type
Yeah,
material?
like a wet look. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mermaid vibes.
Yeah, it's like basically you have to look like a goth, but like colorful.
A colorful golf.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
with
goth
like big,
2.0.
with like big crunchy, like
Yes,
chunky boots.
platform
Nice
heels.
platform.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
those.
The platform
Yeah.
heel is back,
Yeah.
and that is when I thrive.
Yeah, yeah.
What is your favorite thing about Tumblr? Because Tumblr is like, it's a huge vehicle
So
for like
big.
so much.
And
And,
everyone's
it's so
Tumblr
big.
is like different.
Yeah, there's like garden Tumblr.
There's garden Tumblr.
There's science
there will be.
Tumblr.
Yeah.
There's typography Tumblr.
Ooh, I need to check that out.
I don't know. The thing I love about Tumblr is that it's kind of like music or anything. Like you can find so many people who are really similar to you.
Yeah.
You can just like find that and make your blog into something special from that. But for me, I like looking at scenery. Like I
Word.
like like pinks and like blues and purple, like
Yes,
sunsets and
pastels
stuff.
are in.
Yeah, and like forests and like 90s fashion as well, or like just like looks and cartoons because I love drawings and stuff as well.
Ooh, what are some of your favorite cartoons?
Well, The Simpsons, of course.
Classic,
but there's like
classic.
a lot of
We are Patty and Selma.
We are.
Oh, really?
Usually
I
we
like
have
that.
both of our hair in the afro.
And we're grimace all the time.
What is this
We're never
now?
happy.
See that? I feel like I'd be like Sideshow Bob or something. No.
That's a
I
good
almost wanted
character.
Sim for Halloween. It's like the
I was
Simpsons
going to.
have hair that we can do for Halloween costumes.
There are so many people with natural hair on The Simpsons. Marge Simpson
Slept
has
on,
been
slept
team
on.
natural forever. I
Yeah.
was Marge for Halloween one year. I looked a mess, but I was very excited about it.
And just like
Yeah.
it's really uncontrollable.
I love it.
Yeah,
I can relate.
I like it. I like it.
So
yeah.
The Simpsons is a classic.
Simpsons. I love. Oh, what else do I love? I like Rugrats were cool.
Aw.
And like Beavis and Butthead.
Ah, my mother would not let me watch that
kind
show.
of like illustration vibe. I really like it. So yeah. So people who do those kind of things on Instagram, like I love that style. Yeah.
So I am fascinated with Australia, but I don't know anything about it beyond like
It kinda
stereotypes.
terrifies me. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Why?
in my head, it's just. Well, I
One, it
listen
looks like
to
everything will kill you.
Yes.
Just basically
I mean,
like existing in that space.
yeah.
Just like
I don't think scorpions live in the desert maybe, but it's not that bad. I feel like America's worse for scorpions.
real. Oh, now I'm terrified of scorpions.
Or like, I don't know, like South America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
There's
Okay.
also crazy stuff in South
So
America.
one, it's just like my general
Yeah.
fears of all the animals.
Yeah.
And I feel like the internet has really like done that for me. It's just like,
Tumblr
oh,
also
yes,
has warped
also.
Australia.
Yeah.
Also, I listen to a lot of true crime stuff, and there are so many like serial killer stories that happen in
They're pretty
Australia.
intense.
Yeah,
I feel like when someone like
Yeah.
cracks, they crack it. Like it's the worst time.
an Australian
it's just
cracks.
like 20 people. Like, yeah, it's
and I'm just like,
horrible.
what is going on in Australia? What is it like being a black woman in Australia?
I mean, when I was like 6, I was like the only black kid in the like whole school. It was cool because I think I was kind of oblivious to like racism and stuff. So I think sometimes if someone said something weird to me, I would just be like, okay, and then I would live on with my day.
Y'all couldn't see the side eye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm like, all right. But like my brother, he's grown up and he gets bullied a bit, and it affects him differently. So it can be harsh. But I think I was like a little tough kid who didn't really care about anything. But yeah, it was weird because sometimes you would get pointed out that you're different. But I think I was like too confident and just like a little brat when I was younger. So yeah, but as you become like when you're in high school, then you start to know some more and you be like, okay, I need to get a weave because my hair is not easy to handle, and people ask you questions being like, can I touch your hair? Like, I'm just like, dude, like,
of course not.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't that bad for me because I don't know, I think I just like ignored it and I didn't really get angry because I think I just had better fish to fry. But I've seen like other people who have harder times and they get really angry and
Did you experience culture shock when you moved to? Also, let me back up a little bit because when I was introduced to you, I was introduced to you as a Zimbabwean-Australian rapper, and I was like, how does that happen? How does one how do these two places end up like coexisting in you? Like, how did you end up in Australia?
So I moved to Australia when I was 5. So I lived in like Western Australia for like 4 years, and then I would move like every 4 years because my parents worked in mining. So apart from like, you know, starting all over again and again and again, I think that like taught me to be my own person. And then within that, like I could just like, I felt like I could just be anywhere, and I think that helps me now. Like I can just be anywhere, and it's not about, you know, what the place is or how I adapt to it. It's just like me going on with my life wherever I am kind of thing. So I think it was, I don't know, it was kind of like a journey because you would be like in Perth and then you would just have to like accept people for how they are, and you know what I mean, like you'd be like, why do you talk like that, or why do you do that? But then you absorb a little of it, but then you try and like develop yourself and like focus on whatever you're trying to do, I think.
You've had like a very unique experience of being a brown woman living and like traveling in some of these places where, I mean, I'm not going through Europe all crazy. I don't know what those spaces are like.
I was there once and it was fun, but it was stressful. Like I felt my blackness so much when I was there.
What has that been like, just traveling, like being a brown person in those different spaces?
I don't know, it's really weird because I feel more like white than a brown person because I've just been around like a lot of white people like my whole life. So like even talking to you guys, I'm just like, damn, you guys are so good, I love it. That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said. But it's cool because I feel at home like talking to you guys, but I can talk to like white people and feel at home as well. Like I don't really feel, I feel like a nomad amongst like so many things. So I think I can like adapt to a lot of things. Did
you feel like a nigga in Paris when you were in Paris?
I mean, I felt like super Australian in Paris, but then
what does that mean?
I don't know, but when I go to Australia, I feel like super black when I talk to like my white friends. When I go to like Zimbabwe, I would feel like a white kid. Do you know what I mean? Because they'll be like, why do you talk like that? Like, why can't you
what's it like going back to Zimbabwe with an Australian accent? How do people respond to you?
It's funny. I think most of them speak like in my language, which is Shona, and they'll ask me a question. I'll be like, huh? And they'll say it like 5 times, and then they just have to say it in English. And it's funny. Like, it's cool because I can like, I'll be learning. And I think I have lots of friends who when they go back, they have the same experience. But when we come back to Australia, we feel like super Zimbabwean as well. So it's, I don't know, it's cool because you know, if you go to Australia and like Zimbabweans come and they don't speak English, it's like you kind of like, you think it's funny in a way, but it's like it's not that funny because they're new to the country. But when you go back and it's kind of like embarrassing that you've forgotten your own language, it's like there's a funny humor to that. So
So you've lived so many places. Where is home for you?
Adelaide is my home right now. I live with my parents, but like I'm not there that often, so I don't really have a home. But that's where like my things are, and that's where like my home base is. I think,
home is where your things are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how
exactly.
I, as a woman from the American South, love Killer Mike and everything that he does and everything that he makes. And he's so wise. He's so
wise.
smart.
Yeah.
He's one of the few men that I would actually take advice from.
Yeah.
And I know that you two
High praise, yo.
right?
High praise.
You two did an amazing collaboration together that I love with all of my heart. Walk me through how you ended up working with him, and also like what advice has he given you?
Well, so he has played a lot of festivals with as Run the Jewels in Australia. And it was like the first festival that I like, my favorite festival, which is called Laneway. They were the first act I saw, and I kind of knew their music, but when I saw them live, it just like made so much sense, and I was like, oh my god, I really want to play this festival one day. And I love Run the Jewels now. Like, I'm a big fan.
Dope, so dope.
Yeah, and then like a couple of years after, I would play like a couple of festivals with him, and he saw me play, but I didn't know he had watched me, and I would like see him around. I'm just like, I'm too scared to say something. But then a couple of months after, he was talking about me at a university conference. And he was basically talking about how everyone should like pay attention to me, and like not the bad media around Iggy Azalea and all that blah blah blah. So
Word.
True.
yeah, so it was cool because I was like, what? So I followed him and was like, thank you so much for saying that. Like, it's really cool, and I'm a really big fan with everything. And he's just like, keep doing you. Like, you're like spreading something that's really good, and your happiness is like really contagious.
Yes,
so you should just keep doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that was like the best thing he said to me, and I think also what he wrote in the song was like really encouraging as well. And I think it's kind of one of those things where you keep listening to a song and you find so many different meanings at like when you're in a different mindset as well. So he's really cool, and just like listening and like working with him was really cool because he's really professional. So
He's so smart.
Yeah,
That's so dope.
If God or your deity of choice came down from the heavens or wherever said deity lives, and it's like, you can work with any artist starting today, you can get in the studio with anybody that you choose.
with anyone.
Who would you choose?
I feel like being in the studio with Janet Jackson would be so amazing.
Yes. I want this to happen.
Yeah.
Universe,
really
make it
cool.
happen.
That would be great.
Or just like being around her when she was making Velvet Rope. Yeah, Velvet Rope. Yeah.
I love how much you love the 90s.
No, it's amazing.
I
And I
love
think
it.
like last year I had a like revival when I was just like listening to so many albums.
Give me all the
And I was
things.
like, what the hell? I know this song, but I didn't know it sounded like this. What the hell? Yeah,
Who's
it's
your favorite
different.
90s R&B acts?
I feel like Janet's like my girl. Yeah. Brandy's really cool as well, but I think I think that album really spoke to me as Janet. Yeah. I think that's like my number one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Support for another round comes from Squarespace. With Squarespace, you get a unique domain experience that's simple to set up and an all-in-one platform to help you create a beautiful, modern website that's nothing like those old dial-up websites. You remember that sound? To help quiz me on some other old-school computer sounds, I have Tyler Sorensen from BuzzFeed's creative department sitting in the control booth with me today. Hello, Tyler.
Hey, Tracy.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Here is your sound.
Oh, it's a CD-ROM being inserted?
Yep, that's it. What did you think it was before?
First, I was gonna say it's the sound that a film camera makes when you load it and it like rewinds for a second.
Yeah.
But then I was like, nope, I'm too smart. I know what it is. Gosh, I feel old. Get your unique domain today at squarespace.com. If you sign up for a year, the domain is free, and you can also save 10% off your first purchase with the offer code ANOTHERROUND, as in the name of the show that you're listening to right now. Make your next move with Squarespace.
This is our rapid fire question segment called Pew Pew Pew. So these are finger guns.
Okay.
'Cause, you know. So just like a bunch of random questions. We always mean for them to be quick,
Okay.
but they don't always end up that way.
Sometimes we
Yeah.
So it's
valid.
fine. I've been admiring your fingernails. I admire them in every picture that you're
thank you.
in. Do you like for your fingernail polish to match your toenail polish?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. If it's not matching, then I feel really out of whack.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm the exact opposite.
You need it to not be
Really?
matching?
Yeah, I just feel like I need to like have some variety,
Nah.
I'm a little bit in between.
you know? Yeah,
I waver.
I've noticed. You kind of flip flop. You should kind of.
Why'd you say it like that?
I was just observing.
Let my toes live.
You know, I love your toes, girl. Do you collect anything?
It's a good question. I don't know what I
I
collect.
used to have a rubber band ball.
Does that count as collecting though?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I used
Why
to
am I
collect
hoarding
teeth.
rubber bands?
I don't know.
That's a much better answer than mine.
You said teeth?
Teeth.
Oh,
Teeth.
I heard that wrong.
You
That is
collect
not
teeth.
a much better answer.
Yeah, but my teeth don't fall out anymore because I'm past that age. But
I
I,
would
used
hope
to
so.
collect teeth. That's probably something.
Oh.
Like your teeth or just?
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
my teeth, not someone else. No.
I was like, where
yeah.
are you getting these teeth
Yeah,
from?
no, yeah.
I just come upon them. I collect them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sideshow Bob.
I collect penguins in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, nice.
I was
I
wondering,
think they're
Tracy.
cute.
Snow globes are something
Huh?
Snow globes? Yeah.
Ooh.
When I travel, yeah. Yeah.
Like
Sometimes.
a little, like so when you go to different cities,
yeah.
you'll.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's so cute. What is the last thing that you've learned about yourself?
The last thing I've learned, that I need to stop worrying. Yeah, and I think when I'm not like worried about anything, that's when I'm the most productive. Yeah.
You don't strike me as a worrier.
Yeah, you seem chill.
I mean, I have my days. I've like had like times where it's just like super bad, but then you get past it and you forget that you're worried, I guess. Yeah.
What is your favorite cereal?
Is granola cereal? No.
That's a good question, is it?
Categorically, I don't know.
Okay.
What counts as cereal?
Special K.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love. I'm sorry, I got excited. I love a good Special K. Okay,
Not the
berries
original.
or
though.
original?
No.
Excuse me.
No.
Yes, original is
I think
great.
Special K is good. I think the original is the worst.
That's absurd.
Oh, they used to have. No. Did they have ones with almonds in them?
They did.
Yes.
Yeah,
like
I
some
like
kind of
that
vanilla
one.
crunchy
Yeah.
thing. Really don't.
You know what?
What version of Special K do you prefer over the original then? If it's not
like
red
the
berries.
vanilla almond one.
Oh.
That's pretty good. Well, it's like a chocolate one.
Yeah, that
I've
was.
never tried that.
Oh, don't get me started on chocolate cereal. That is not of the Lord.
What is?
not?
Okay. Strong feelings about cereal.
Don't do chocolate cereal.
What is a piece of like Australian slang you wish other people would adopt,
Ooh.
or is like
Would adopt.
not you want them to, but like would be helpful? You know?
People don't really get it when I say heaps.
Heaps?
Yeah,
As in
heaps.
like a lot? Can you
Yeah,
use it in
yeah.
a
It's
sentence?
like that's heaps
Yeah, I was
good.
just literally about to say that.
Yeah, that's heaps good.
That's cute.
Yeah,
That's so cute.
And I think it's
Yeah.
pretty straightforward.
yeah. Or like Ceebs,
No,
which is
I'm
like
lost.
CBF, but it's like
Please use it in a
like
sentence.
like I can't like it's like I can't be fucked, but it's like I Ceebs.
Again, I need more.
Do you know what I mean?
So it stands for can't be fucked?
Yeah.
As in can't be fucked with? As in.
So it's like an abbreviation for can't be fucked, but then it's. Do you know what I mean?
No, what does that mean? I don't know.
I can't be bothered.
Oh,
Yeah.
bother.
Okay. I don't know.
I was
what's
like, you just
happening.
feeling like real confident on top of your
it's
game, and you just
no,
like,
yeah.
okay.
So someone would be like, "Do you want to come over here?" And I'm like, "Nah, Ceebs."
I like it. I like it.
That's about to be me.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I love
I think
that.
we just found the title of this episode.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that Australians call sweatpants trackie
Trackies.
Trackies, for sure.
Tracky Dax?
Tracky dacks. Yeah, I don't say that.
Okay.
I've
So
heard
it's just
people. I've
trackies?
heard people say that, but I don't say that.
Tracky
it.
Dax. I like Tracky
Tracky
Dax,
Dax.
honestly.
No, I think it's
horrible.
That is
I'm
absurd.
gonna start saying
Tracky
Tracky
dacks?
Dax.
Yeah, no.
Like imagine lusting after a man in gray tracky
Tracky
dacks.
Dax?
yeah, no.
It's not the same.
It's nice.
The memes would not be the same.
That's
Speaking of
true.
memes, are you a meme?
Yeah.
How did you become a meme?
Hold on. I need to pull up.
I
this
saw
photo
this
real
link in
quick.
here.
If you go like
What is
Giphy.
this from? I saw this on
Oh, yeah.
Instagram.
Do you know, there's actually a couple like people who've
I've
used
seen a
that same
lot.
photo.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this girl, I like her.
They've used, yeah. If you go like giphy.com/Tkay Maidza, there's like a whole like library of them.
I saw
Yeah.
one of the Jiffy GIFs earlier today.
And yeah, and people use them quite a lot on like really random things.
How does it
You
feel?
have a beautiful expressive face.
It's I don't know, it's funny. It's cool that because I thought that one was cool, so it's like, oh cool, like people catch on to it. Yeah.
How would you describe the photo?
It's me wearing these like glasses that are probably like bigger than my head.
Yes.
And then
Luscious.
I'm in a bathtub texting.
Just carefree.
With a shirt on?
Yeah,
With a
with a
shirt
shirt.
on. Dope nails.
So wait, where were you when this was happening?
I went to the Giffey house.
Uh-huh.
So it was
They
just
have
like
a bathtub?
yeah,
We're about to go
it was just
soon.
like it was
Yeah.
just like a massive mansion in LA,
Ooh.
and then they followed me around the house and said, "Do whatever you want." And then
And you're like, I'm gonna get in this
the
bathtub with all of my
music
clothes on.
yeah.
Oh my
So I'm
gosh,
gonna
that's
sit in the bathtub,
beautiful.
like yeah, and I was just
I
like,
love that so much. That's so cute.
Oh, we gotta get
it was
down
fun.
there.
It was
That's
really
TK in the
fun.
wild.
What taste or flavor reminds you most of your childhood?
Childhood. Oh, like donuts.
Ooh, what kind?
I don't know, like anything. Oh, do you know those like long ones, and then they put like whipped
the stuff in it?
cream
Yeah, like
and,
eclairs and shit.
jam in it.
Jam.
Yeah, it's like jam and whipped cream, and it was like this long.
Ooh.
It's just like a heart attack.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
my
it's a
grandma
delicious
would bring
heart
it to
attack.
me like every time she saw me. She'd be like, "Here you go." It's like a bag of like 4 of them.
Dang.
Yeah, that and bread.
diabetes.
Yeah, basically.
Here you go, baby.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
that
cute.
was like my childhood. Oh, that, I don't buy those anymore. But, that's my childhood.
to give it up.
Yeah.
It's like me and croissants all over again.
Oh,
They're the
hope I get back
best.
together. I really do.
We got back together. We're okay. We're good.
You can have one every day. I mean, French people do that, and they're
Yeah.
Dude, they're out here. They're
yeah.
living.
Yeah.
They also smoke all the cigarettes though, so take your health cues lightly
Sure.
from the French.
We have no
Ooh,
time.
what is the last show that you binge watched? If you have time to
Last
binge
show
watch
that I
anything.
binge watched. Oh, I watched this show called You, Me, and Her.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like this
Sounds
married
saucy.
couple. They're like going through like a lull in their relationship, and they're just like they go to bed and they like high five each other and all this stuff. So it's like the boringest relationship. So like they end up getting a girlfriend. So it's
Together?
like yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
spice things up.
Yeah, so that was like the whole series. So like, cause the guy saw an escort and he was like, "Oh, we didn't do anything. We just talked." And then the like wife was jealous, so she's like, "I'm gonna go on a date with her as well." And then she
gosh,
told
this is
him,
so
and they were like,
stressful.
"What?" Yeah, and then eventually they like all start dating each
Okay.
other. Yeah.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on
I'm
Netflix.
intrigued.
Get into it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
I might do that.
Yeah.
What is a 90s or otherwise fashion moment that you are embarrassed by?
90s. I think like the thin eyebrows.
Oh my
We're
god.
all victims of
Oh
a thin
my
eyebrow.
gosh.
Even Michelle Obama was a victim of
That's
a thin
true.
eyebrow. We all
So
have
was
seen
Janet
the glow
Jackson.
up.
I was looking at some old pictures of her.
Listen, you right.
Yeah. Plus, I was thinking like Janet Jackson has never had a terrible weave in her life.
No.
I was going back looking at pictures,
No,
like trying to
right.
find one. Oh, girl, she has. But that just lets me know that she's human.
Yeah.
She goes through it like all of us do. That's all.
Who does her hair? Like,
You're not wrong. I feel like she got too much money for these problems.
And the rest of her is perfect.
Yeah,
But then you get to the hairline and it's
everything
just like,
Someone, yeah, like a superstitious thing happened with
Yeah.
her hair. I feel
see,
like.
she should have taken 3 steps
Yeah.
back and spat,
Like,
and she would have been okay.
oh my gosh.
That is all we have time for.
Yeah, this has been a
Yes,
delight. TK, please tell people where they can find you and your work.
You can catch me on Instagram or like Twitter or I guess Spotify or wherever. It's Tkay Maidza, and that's basically it. There's no other person that's with that name. So
How would you spell that?
TKAYMAIDZA.
Zed.
Z.
I love it. No, you can say Zed. You be yourself,
I've
girl.
noticed every time I say Zed here, everyone's like, "What?" And I'm like, Zed. Like, does not matter what I'm spelling. Like,
Thank you so much. yo.
Thank you.
Yay.
We told you she was adorable.
Yo, bangers on Zach.
You didn't believe us, but we was right.
And like ridiculously charming as well.
I know. Sometimes when I'm alone by myself, I try to do like different accents, and none of them ever work.
No.
But the one that I do the worst at is Australian. It's just
It's a
so
tough one,
hard.
mate.
Thanks, mate. Oi. That's my Australian.
It's a difficult down under here.
What?
You know, I this is why I don't try.
This is why I only try at home by myself. I suggest that. I suggest it.
Oh, Tracy, we made it.
Somehow. Thank you so much to Tkay Maidza. You can follow her on Twitter at Tkay Maidza, and I'm going to spell it for you. Get out your pencils. Or if you have a phone, I guess you could just type it into your phone.
Perhaps check Twitter.
Remember pencils? That's crazy. TKAYMAIDZA. Check out her music. It's so good. It's just so happy and just like upbeat. And it makes me feel like I'm full of bubbles in 19 again.
Yes, the textures are so fun.
Ooh, musical textures.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I've been enjoying it.
Shout out to the Pod Squad.
Burr, burr, burr.
Burr. This episode was produced by Nina Patuk and Julia Furlan with editorial oversight from Eleanor Kagan and Meg Kramer and production support from Agaranesh Ashagre. Shout out to our in-house musician band type people, Miss Jean Grey. You can follow her at Jean Greasy on Twitter and listen to her music. She is so good. She's
Also,
she's
the texture game.
Again,
Listen.
with the musical texture.
Levels.
You know who else's music be highly textured and stuff?
And stuff.
Don Will from the Almighty Tanya Morgan.
Yes, Donwell.
You can follow him on Twitter at Don Will. You can follow Heben on Twitter at Heben Rants.
I be ranting.
You can follow me on Twitter at Broken McPoverty. And maybe just tweet me a picture of $1 if you can't tweet me or send me an actual dollar.
That is so sad, Tracy. Please don't have people send you a
Send
picture
me pictures
of
of dollars.
That's all I can hold on to.
I'm going to print them out and see what happens.
Take that, U.S. Treasury.
Email us, tweet us, Facebook us at Another Round on all the things. Rate us on iTunes. Leave a message that says, hey, I really like this show. It's really good.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Subscribe to the newsletter because it's banging. You do that at BuzzFeed.com/AnotherRound/newsletter. Buy some merch. Get you a tee. Get you a tote. Get one for your teetotaling aunt. Get her a tea and a tote.
Oh, that was so cute.
Wordplay, right?
Oh,
You see what I did there?
I seen it.
Get you some wordplay at shop.buzzfeed.com. Drink some water, take your meds, call your person, read a book. I've been reading so much more. I've read like 3 books in the last month and a half.
Oh, snaps.
Killing it. They've been very easy reads though. That's because I'm a very slow reader.
Yes,
but
yes.
The feeling of finishing a book is something that I've missed so much.
I would also encourage you to put down a book if you don't like it.
Ooh,
I feel like there's
it.
too much pressure to finish a book once you start.
Oh my God.
No. I finish when I want to.
Do you know that for some reason, there's like this thing in my brain where like there's been like a good 5 or 10 books in my life that I've read to the last chapter and was like, I don't
It's
feel
a
like
disappointment.
I've been so embarrassed until this moment.
No more.
Well, thank you for giving myself back
I
to me.
see you. I seen it.
Appreciate you. I feel seen y'all. I'm gonna go start a book and not finish it.
Yes, go read a book and then don't finish it. Say Heaven sent you.